It really feels like generative AI just kind of appeared out of nowhere, right? One day we're just typing things into a search bar, and the next we're having full-on conversations with machines that can create art, write code, you name it. But here's the thing. This so-called overnight revolution was actually centuries in the making. And in this explainer, we're going to trace that incredible journey, connecting all the dots from the very first algorithm to the AI that's changing our world as we speak.
So, how exactly did we get here? Well, here's our roadmap. We'll kick things off with AI's impact today, then we'll rewind a bit to really get a handle on the core building blocks. From there, we'll blast through the key historical moments that sparked the recent AI boom, uncover the huge shift that changed the entire game, and finally, we'll peek into the future and see what's just around the corner.
All right, let's start with the here and now. Generative AI isn't just some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. It's a real, powerful tool that is actively transforming our world, like today. And its reach is just massive. Seriously, think about it. AI is helping doctors diagnose diseases with incredible accuracy. It's in our banks, sniffing out fraudulent transactions. It's helping engineers design and build self-driving cars. It's making our video games more immersive, our education more personalized. This is not some niche tech. It's weaving itself right into the very fabric of our lives.
That all sounds amazing, but how does any of it actually work? To really understand this whole evolution, we've got to jump back and look at the absolute fundamentals, the building blocks that make it all possible.
So, at its very heart, the goal of AI has always been pretty straightforward: to build machines that can do things we typically associate with human intelligence. Things like learning, reasoning, and solving problems.
And for an AI to learn, well, absolutely anything, it needs one thing more than anything else: data. You can think of data as the fuel. AI systems have to sift through these enormous libraries of text, images, sounds, and code to spot patterns and ultimately to learn.
And if data is the fuel, then you gotta have an engine, right? That's where algorithms come in. These are basically the instruction manuals, the set of rules that tell the AI how to process all that fuel, all that data, to learn a new skill or figure out a specific problem.
So you see how it all clicks together? It's a simple recipe. You start with a massive amount of data. You process it with some really clever algorithms, and what you get on the other side is a trained AI model, a system that's learned from all that information and can now perform all sorts of tasks. Okay, so we've got data, algorithms, models. Check. But the dream of creating an intelligent machine, that didn't start with computers or silicon chips. Nope. It started hundreds of years ago with things like paper and ink. You can literally see the dominoes falling over centuries. The printing press? That gave us a way to collect data on a massive scale. Then Ada Lovelace comes along and gives us the world's first algorithm. Fast forward to the 50s, the PC revolution brings computing power into our homes. And then the internet. Bam! It connected everything, creating the absolute perfect storm for the AI explosion that was about to happen.
And with all those pieces finally on the board, the data, the algorithms, the computing power, and all of it connected, the last few decades have just been this breathtaking, explosive acceleration in AI development. For most people, this was a huge deal. A machine beating the best human chess player alive. It felt like something straight out of science fiction. But here's the thing. As massive as that moment was, it was really just the beginning. The very definition of what it means for an AI to be intelligent was about to get a whole lot more complicated. See, by 2012, the challenge wasn't a game with clear rules like chess anymore. It was about understanding the messy, tricky world of human language. You and I instantly know it refers to the trophy. But how do you teach a machine that kind of common sense reasoning? This was the new frontier, and it just shows how fast the goalposts for AI intelligence were moving. This wild ride was fueled by one breakthrough after another. Cloud computing gave us unlimited raw power on demand. Deep learning gave AI superhuman vision, letting it recognize images better than we can. And then, 2017 happened. A research paper called "Attention is All You Need" introduced the transformer architecture. This was the real game changer. It allowed models to understand context in a sentence like never before, becoming the engine for modern generative AI. So when ChatGPT dropped in 2022, it felt like it came out of the blue, but really, it was standing on the shoulders of all these giants.
And all of this rapid-fire progress didn't just make AI better at what it did. It led to a fundamental, revolutionary shift in how we even build AI systems in the first place.
Okay, this slide right here, this explains everything about why AI feels so magical right now. The old way, the old paradigm, was all about task-specific models. Think of it like training a dog one trick at a time. using very specific commands and treats. It can learn to translate, or it can learn to identify cats, but not both. The new paradigm with foundational models is completely different. It's like giving that dog an entire library about, well, everything, and letting it figure out not just one trick, but how to do thousands of things on its own. We've gone from building single-purpose tools to creating this incredible multi-purpose system that learns just by absorbing the entire internet.
So, after this incredible journey, what's next? I mean, where does all of this go from here? Let's take a look at the key trends that are shaping the future of AI as we speak.
We're really seeing three big things happening. First, the models are getting smaller and more efficient, which is awesome because it makes AI way more accessible. Second, they're becoming multimodal, which is a fancy way of saying they can understand text, images, audio, and video all at once, giving them a much richer picture of the world. And finally, they're evolving into agents, AIs that don't just chat with you, but can actually go out and do things in the digital world to solve problems for you.
Some experts see this as a ladder of intelligence. We started on the first rung with AI as a conversationalist. Right now, we're climbing up to rung 2, the reasoner. But the next steps are planner and innovator, and the path eventually leads to a future where AI could maybe even function as an autonomous organization. It's pretty wild to think about.
And that really leaves us with the ultimate question. We've watched AI conquer chess, we've watched it master human language, and now it's starting to reason. As it keeps scrambling up this ladder at what feels like light speed, the only real question left is, what's the next impossible thing it's going to do? Thanks for joining me.